Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Ameleta Aprilia. I'm from PBI 1 2018. In this video, I'm going to answer the question of TE eval methodology. There are 5 questions. The first question is, please mention brief and explain briefly the components of communication process. There are 6 components of communication process. The first component is context. Every communication proceeds with context. This context may be physical, social, chronological, or cultural. The sender chooses the message to communicate within a context. The second is the sender or encoder. The sender or encoder is a person who sends the message. A sender makes use of symbols such as words or graphic or visual aids to convey the message and produce the required response. The third component is message. Message is a key idea that the sender wants to communicate. Communication process begins with deciding about the message to be conveyed. The fourth component is medium. Medium is used to exchange or transmit the message. The sender must choose an appropriate medium for transmitting the message, else the message might not be conveyed to the desired receipt. The next is the fifth component is receive or decoder. Receive or decoder is a person for whom the message is intended or aimed or target. The last component or the sixth component is feedback. Feedback is the main component of communication process as it permits the sender to analyze the efficiency of the message. Okay, next, the second question, why do humans need a language? The answer is because why human needs language? Human need a language because language is a vital part of human connection. Although all species have their ways of communicating, humans are the only ones that have mastered cognitive language communication. Language allows us to share our ideas, thoughts, and feelings with others. So language is the way of human communicate with other humans. Okay, the third question, please give your opinion about the periods between Dutch period, Japanese period, and independence period of English teaching in Indonesia. Which one do you like? Which one do you think the best English teaching period? The first is Dutch period. In Dutch period, English was a compulsory subject given 3 or 4 hours a week. In addition, the students still had to learn Dutch every day. Textbooks and supplementary readings were plentiful, so they could improve their English fast by reading a number of books. The second, the Japanese period. Japanese was taught intensively as it was designed to become the second language of Indonesia. A lot of books were translated into Indonesian, and from then on, Indonesian has developed phenomenally. The third, the independence period. In independence period, English was taught beginning from junior high school using course books. One of them was called Step by Step, used in Dutch era, and the method of teaching was grammar translation method. The method of teaching for senior high school as well as junior high school. I think the best teaching period is independence period, because independence period we can study and teach by using course book, and also there is English dictionary to make us easy to study English. When find a word that we don't know, we can find it in dictionary. Okay, now the fourth question. In your opinion, what is the status of English compared to Indonesian nowadays? In my opinion, English has the status of first foreign language, but nothing more, as policy makers spread that an increased use of English might have an adverse effect on Indonesian. English is essential for development. People should be given every opportunity to learn English. One way to do this would be to give English a new upgrade status. English should be seen as an additional language rather than merely as a foreign language. Another approach would be to make English the official second language in the country after Indonesian, while the status of Indonesian is still the first language in Indonesia and as Indonesian nation language. Okay, the last question or the fifth question, please explain briefly about the functions of Indonesia in English. The answer is there are six function of Indonesia of English in Indonesia. Okay, the first is economics and business. The USA's position as the world's number one economy exerts a pull on global business organization which to do enter the international market are not likely to be able to do so without using English. The second function, international relation. English is one of the official language of the United Nations and other key international bodies. Diplomats may learn a number of languages during their career, but when it proves impossible to learn the language of a country. The third function, the media, the word of current information and popular culture. The fourth function, education. A large proportion of the scientific papers published in all subjects are in English. The fifth function is communications. Much of the world's communications are done in English. 80% of the world's electronically stored information is in English. The last or the sixth function is international travel and safety. English is the language used for navigation at sea and for air traffic control. Okay, that's all the answer by me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.